Over the past few days, the name Aaron Rodgers has been stirring up a lot of buzz within the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, especially regarding his relationship with the offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. Some reports from local Pittsburgh media suggest that Smith may not be entirely on board with Rodgers taking over as the team's starting quarterback this season. One insider expressed the belief that Smith actually preferred to stick with Justin Fields as the team's main signal caller. This claim immediately grabbed attention because it implies there might not be unanimous support for Rodgers' arrival within the locker room and coaching staff. However, this perspective seems to be heavily influenced by personal bias. The person who shared this opinion has been openly critical of Rodgers and skeptical about the Steelers signing him. It's likely that this insider is projecting their own feelings onto the organization, assuming that since they don't want Rodgers, nobody else in the building would either. The reality appears to be far more complex and nuanced. Mike Tomlin, the Steelers head coach, has been the driving force behind the effort to bring Rodgers in, and sources close to the team say that Arthur Smith actually has a good relationship with Rodgers. In fact, they are reportedly friends, something Rodgers himself alluded to during interviews earlier this offseason. This clearly challenges the narrative that Smith opposes Rodgers' arrival. It's entirely possible that Smith initially favored keeping Justin Fields, a young and promising quarterback, as the starter, but that doesn't mean he's against adding Rodgers to the roster. Decisions like this rarely rest on one person's opinion in an organization of this size. There are many voices involved in shaping the roster and game plan. The excitement around Rodgers' potential signing seems to be shared by multiple figures within the Steelers building, including not only Tomlin and Smith, but also other coaches and staff who see Rodgers' talent and experience as a valuable asset. Meanwhile, anticipation continues to build around when Rodgers might officially sign with the Steelers. Reliable reports suggest that a deal could be finalized before the start of mandatory off-season workouts, which are scheduled to begin late in May. This timing would give Rodgers a valuable window to begin practicing with the team and assimilating into the Steelers' offensive system. On the other hand, some insiders believe Rodgers might not show up until closer to or even after the start of mandatory minicamp in June. If that happens, questions about his commitment to playing and whether he might be considering retirement could become more pressing. The Steelers organization seems calm about the timing of Rodgers' arrival, confident that his high level of skill and experience will allow him to quickly get up to speed regardless of when he shows up. Their belief is that Rodgers is a plug-and-play player who can slot into the lineup effectively whenever he arrives. That said, many analysts and fans argue that it would be hugely beneficial for Rodgers to participate in off-season activities such as OTAs and minicamp to build chemistry with teammates and fully grasp Arthur Smith's offensive approach. Participating in these sessions is not just about physical preparation. It's about creating rapport and communication with key offensive players. Rodgers will need to sync with a center who snaps the ball, develop timing with receivers, and get familiar with running backs and other personnel who make up the offensive scheme. Without that adjustment period, he could face a steeper learning curve once training camp begins, which might affect the team's early performance in the regular season. At this moment, the most recent update suggests that Rodgers is close to signing his contract, and an official announcement could come any day. The signing might even occur before the start of voluntary OTAs or mandatory minicamp, but until there is confirmation, speculation will continue. Rodgers' silence has only fueled rumors and left fans wondering about his intentions and readiness to embrace this new chapter with the Steelers. Despite all the uncertainty, the Steelers fan base remains hopeful that Rodgers will commit soon and fully engage in off-season activities. Having a quarterback of his caliber and experience could be a game changer for the team's chances in the upcoming season. The prospect of Rodgers leading the offense brings a fresh sense of optimism and excitement as the Steelers aim to compete for the championship. The ongoing Aaron Rodgers saga in Pittsburgh continues to be one of the most talked about stories in the NFL offseason. Every development is scrutinized, and the team's future outlook seems to hinge on when and how Rodgers joins the squad. For now, all eyes remain on the quarterback in the Steelers front office as this intriguing chapter unfolds. As the days progress, The Aaron Rodgers situation with the Pittsburgh Steelers grows even more intriguing, capturing the attention of fans and analysts alike. There's a growing sense of urgency surrounding his signing, especially as the Steelers' off-season program is set to kick off soon. While some insiders remain optimistic that Rodgers will finalize a deal before the start of OTAs, others express doubt, wondering if Rodgers might delay his commitment until mandatory minicamp or possibly even later. The possibility of him not showing up for the voluntary sessions has sparked conversations about what this could mean for his future with a team and in the league altogether. The notion of Rodgers potentially skipping OTAs is significant because it highlights a deeper tension between player preferences and organizational expectations. Over the last few years, Rodgers has been vocal about his feelings toward off-season workouts, often criticizing mandatory participation rules and expressing a desire for more control over his own schedule. This reluctance to fully engage in every team activity may have been tolerated more easily when he was with the Green Bay Packers or the New York Jets. But the Steelers are entering a new chapter where they expect their players to be fully invested from the get-go. On the other hand, Rodgers' immense talent and experience give him a unique leverage that few players have. His ability to command a huddle, read defenses, and execute complex plays under pressure is widely regarded as elite. The Steelers recognize this, which explains why they're willing to be flexible regarding the timing of his arrival. They understand that when Rodgers commits, his impact will be felt immediately, regardless of how many off-season practices he attends. Still, this approach carries inherent risks, as chemistry on the field doesn't develop overnight, and missed opportunities during OTAs or minicamp could lead to early season struggles. Within the Steelers organization, there seems to be a general consensus that Rodgers is a player worth waiting for. The front office and coaching staff appear confident that despite the delayed signing and potential limited participation in off-season activities, Rodgers will acclimate quickly once he's officially part of the team. This belief is grounded in Rodgers' track record of success and adaptability, which includes winning multiple MVP awards and leading teams deep into the playoffs. It's a gamble, certainly, but one the Steelers seem prepared to take in hopes of reinvigorating their offense and pushing toward a Super Bowl run. However, the situation also exposes some internal dynamics worth noting. The reported friendship between Rodgers and offensive coordinator Arthur Smith adds a layer of complexity to the narrative. While one insider suggested Smith preferred to keep Justin Fields as the starter, the reality is more likely that Smith respects Rodgers' abilities and is eager to work with him. Rodgers and Smith have had interactions on various media platforms, discussing football and showing mutual respect for each other's knowledge and approach to the game. This camaraderie is crucial because a positive relationship between quarterback and offensive coordinator is often a cornerstone for success on the field. The presence of other key Steelers players, such as wide receivers and the offensive line, also factors into the urgency for Rodgers to get integrated quickly. New teammates like DK Metcalf and Calvin Austin III bring different skill sets and styles to the offense, meaning Rodgers will have to adjust his timing and decision-making accordingly. Building trust with these players through reps in practice can dramatically affect how smoothly the offense operates once the regular season begins. Without this foundation, there's a real possibility that the offense could sputter early on, giving opponents an advantage. Looking beyond the team, Rodgers' personal situation has been a focal point in the media's coverage. He has hinted in interviews about dealing with personal matters, which may partly explain the delay in his signing. The Steelers have reportedly been respectful and patient with Rodgers, understanding that there are off-field issues that need resolution before he can fully commit. This element of human complexity adds a more nuanced perspective to the saga, reminding fans and commentators that players are not just athletes, but individuals with lives and challenges beyond the gridiron. From a strategic standpoint, the Steelers' willingness to remain optimistic about Rodgers' eventual arrival speaks volumes about their current quarterback situation. Pittsburgh has been searching for a franchise quarterback for some time, and bringing in someone of Rodgers' caliber represents a significant opportunity to stabilize that position. The hope is that Rodgers can bring leadership, veteran savvy, and a winning mentality that the team has lacked in recent years. This signing could signal a turning point for the franchise, sparking renewed hope among fans and potentially altering the trajectory of the team's future. Still, the possibility of Rodgers retiring instead of signing cannot be ignored. Some experts have suggested that if Rodgers fails to commit by the time mandatory minicamp rolls around, retirement might be on the table. Given the length of the offseason and how long the Steelers have been waiting, it would be a surprising and somewhat disappointing outcome. After months of speculation and anticipation, a sudden retirement announcement would leave the Steelers scrambling to find alternatives and fans wondering about the stability of the team's direction. Despite these uncertainties, it's important to remember that Rodgers has a history of surprising both fans and analysts. He has made unconventional decisions before and has shown a willingness to change course based on his own evaluation of what's best for his career and personal life. Whether that means signing late, skipping certain team activities, or even walking away from the game, Rodgers' next move remains one of the most intriguing storylines in the NFL offseason. The Steelers, meanwhile, are preparing for all scenarios while hoping for a positive outcome. As the countdown to the start of OTAs and minicamp continues, every day brings new rumors and updates. Fans remain engaged in the debate over whether Rodgers will participate in off-season workouts, how quickly he can build rapport with his new teammates, and what his presence will mean for the Steelers' championship aspirations. The pressure is mounting on both Rodgers and the Steelers to come to an agreement and begin the next phase of their partnership. Ultimately, the Aaron Rodgers saga with the Steelers is a fascinating case study in modern NFL dynamics where player autonomy, team strategy, and media speculation intertwine. It showcases the challenges teams face in managing star players with unique personalities and priorities, as well as the delicate balance of timing and preparation required to build a winning roster. For Pittsburgh, the hope is that this story concludes with Rodgers donning the black and gold and leading the team toward a successful season. Until then, the uncertainty remains and the story continues to unfold with every passing day. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, rumors are swirling that Joe Burrow, the highly talented quarterback, has chosen to join the Pittsburgh Steelers. If these whispers prove true, it could mark a seismic shift in the Steelers' offensive strategy and ignite an explosive new era for the franchise. Joe Burrow, known for his sharp accuracy, calm under pressure, and ability to elevate his team's play, has been one of the most exciting young quarterbacks in the league. Since his entry into the NFL, Burrow has consistently demonstrated a rare combination of poise and athleticism, making him a game changer on the field. The prospect of him donning the black and gold jersey is already fueling excitement among Steelers fans who have long awaited a dynamic presence under center. Pittsburgh's offense has seen its ups and downs in recent years, often struggling to find consistency and firepower. With Burrow at the helm, the Steelers could transform their attack into one of the most potent units in the league. His quick decision-making and ability to spread the ball efficiently to receivers could breathe new life into a passing game that has sometimes felt stagnant. Furthermore, Burrow's leadership skills and competitive edge align perfectly with the gritty, hard-nosed identity that Steelers football embodies. The rumor suggests that Burrow's arrival in Pittsburgh will not just be a change in personnel, but a promise of an explosive, offensive resurgence. Fans and analysts alike are already imagining the electric plays, long drives, and scoring bursts that could define the Steelers' new offensive era. With Burrow's talent and the Steelers' strong supporting cast, including a solid offensive line and promising skill players, the potential for high-scoring games and thrilling victories is tantalizing. Moreover, Burrow's presence could have a ripple effect on the entire team. His confidence and ability to perform in high-pressure situations could inspire the defense and special teams to elevate their performances, creating a well-rounded and formidable Steelers squad. The synergy between Burrow and head coach Mike Tomlin, known for his strategic acumen and motivational prowess, could be the catalyst for a franchise resurgence. While the deal remains unofficial, the mere possibility of Joe Burrow choosing Pittsburgh is enough to energize the Steelers' fan base and rekindle hopes for a championship contending season. The city of Pittsburgh, known for its passionate football culture, is ready to rally behind its new leader, expecting nothing less than fireworks on the field. In conclusion, if Joe Burrow's decision to join the Steelers becomes a reality, it could usher in a thrilling new chapter in Pittsburgh's storied football history. With the promise of an explosive offense, a revitalized team spirit, and a fan base hungry for success, the Steelers might just be on the brink of something extraordinary. The NFL world will be watching closely as this story unfolds, eager to see if Burrow's arrival truly sparks the offensive explosion Pittsburgh has been craving. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.